Hey kids. Wanna buy some plastic? I got the good bits. Today, we're gonna be talking about getting into your favorite miniatures game on a budget.
All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
This has been a long time passion for me. I've been into miniature games since I was about 10. Not that I could really afford to play them, but it was something that I always had a fascination with. And this led me to get into games like StarCraft, where I could control my armies and use it as a proxy for something like Warhammer, where it was kind of out of my budget. Funny enough, as an adult, it's still elusive. And so, as I got older, this progressed and I started to build things called Zoids. If you haven't seen those, they're pretty cool. It had like 2 good series of animes. Me and a buddy decided to make our own rule set to use Zoids, and we played the heck out of it. So I guess what I'm saying is that I wish there were these resources for me when I was younger, or a young adult trying to get into the hobby, but sometimes it was just a pinch too expensive. So we're going to briefly go over a couple of different sections and places that you can find good deals on miniatures. And none of the people that are going to be showing up in this video are sponsoring me in any way. These are just people that I did my own research on. Unless you want to. So I did some research and I looked into reputable websites that offered typically up to 25% off of your choice of miniature game. I've used a couple of these. Some of them are just ones that I've read that are good for your region. Miniature Market is my go-to for North America, Canada, and the United States specifically because of, well, logistical reasons. It's cheaper and faster to ship from the United States to anywhere in North America. They have a really nice little shipping map that shows you how long it can take and what to expect in shipping times. They also have really good bundle deals where if you order a certain amount, you get free shipping. They also have a really robust point system, and I would highly recommend them. You get enough points, you can just outright purchase things or use it to get a further discount off of any products that you already want to purchase. Element Games I've used twice. I couldn't find certain types of terrain. I bought some MDF terrain that was really affordable to begin with, and they had an extra discount on top of that. So I couldn't find it at any local shops because of supply and demand issues. So I bought from them and they shipped to me. I still got a really good deal even though it's based out of the UK, and it ended up saving me a few extra bucks. I got some points on their store that I can redeem for, further discounts, or if I rack up enough, I can just purchase things outright with them. People south of the equator who never really get a break. We have Gap Games. Again, did a little bit of research. I've not personally ordered from this store, but it seems to be the Miniature Market or Whaling Games, Element Games of that region. So they ship to New Zealand and Australia. And again, it's just another fantastic way of you being able to get a good discount for your budget.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Part 2 of this is secondhand minis. There are tons of great places to get them, and honestly, I've used this method as well when I'm wanting to start an army, but I don't want it to be my main one. I say, oh wow, look at that miniature over there, that's really cool. It'd be cool to have a small army with those guys. I wonder what it's like to play them. So what do? If I see them on a particular sale, I get them. We'll start with the first one, eBay. Many people know this one. It's been around for a very long time. You can get discounts for up to half. The trick to this one is that it's typically bidding, so you're not guaranteed to always get what you want for the price that you see. That being said, it is still a fantastic way of starting an army on a budget. Be careful about purchasing models that are metal or say rare or OOP, which also means out of print. This could mean that these miniatures don't have all their pieces, and if that's the case, they're harder to replace. It also typically means that they're going to be a little bit more difficult to build or put together if they're not already assembled. Metal models, if you've ever had to work with them, do not dry as quickly when using super glue, so you're gonna need some kind of accelerant for them. That'd be my recommendation. Next would be, and I can't stress this enough, your local game store. Many game stores near me, at any rate, have discount bins for armies that they purchase and then mark up back up to about 50% off of the miniatures box price. So you want to buy a unit of something for 50 bucks, it's going to be 25 or 30. This is a fantastic way of not only supporting your local game shop that you'll probably be playing at, but it's a fantastic way of getting yourself a good deal and bringing business to those stores. Reddit Miniature Swap. This is another great place. This one's going to take a little bit of your own caution and better senses. You want to be careful here because, well, it's not using a site that's as secure as something like eBay. However, there are rules and guides that you need to follow on there to help prevent you from getting ripped off. Typically, you have to post what you're looking for, what you're willing to trade, and your general location. Then after that, you can either meet up or send things through the mail. I myself have sold and bought through here, and I can be honest with you, it's been fantastic every time. That doesn't mean that your mileage may vary. You just have to keep your wits about you and make smart purchases. And in a similar vein, Facebook groups. Facebook groups work the same, except that these can be as local as your next block over, or this could be within your own state, or the United States to Canada. This one you also want to be cautious about because of the exact same means. I would recommend PayPal. PayPal typically has something that will guarantee you your money back if something goes wrong or you're not getting the item that you were guaranteed. This option might be a little bit more expensive, but it's absolutely worth the effort in my opinion, but it might be a hobby within your hobby. I'm talking about 3D printing. And it might cost a little bit up front, but it doesn't necessarily have to break the bank. If you're willing to put forth the cost at the beginning, you can really save some change. I've started to print most of my miniatures this way. I have completed or filled out the rest of my towel. The trick being is that it can be a little finicky. You do have to work with liquid resin, and that can pose its own risks. You need to wear gloves, wear a mask, and just take safety precautions. You're going to be working with things like that, but there's lots of options. And honestly, the detail on SLA printers can't be beat. There are eco-friendly resins, there are water-soluble resins, there are ones that everybody's been using since the beginning. Hot take here. This is probably the route I'm going to be taking for Horus Heresy, as I honestly don't want to justify the price of Horus Heresy, even though the starter box is a really good deal. This will allow me to continue making armies and printing armies that I'm interested in, but don't necessarily want to spend that much money on. Again, Horus Heresy. I think that it'll be a fantastic game. I think it'll be tons of fun to play, but it's just, to me, my opinion, I personally am bored of Space Marines, so I don't want to purchase Space Marines at a premium price. So if you can't afford a resin printer or don't have the space for it, maybe someone who does. Resin printing typically doesn't use a lot of resin in a print or in a single go, so it is fairly affordable. Maybe find someone you know, ask someone that has one, or better yet, find a local business that could do it for you as well. If you can't do that, go to Etsy. Etsy has tons of places that will do free printing for you, or maybe you can find an online store. I didn't take the time for this one because I'm a dum-dum and I just didn't decide to look that one up for this video. Good job. Also a fantastic way of printing or making terrain. You can either do SLA or I think it's called FDA. No, not FDA. That's government. Stupid. FDM, FMA, FML. No, that's another government thing. I don't know. It's the one that prints top down with a nozzle. That one would be fantastic in my opinion for using for terrain because it doesn't have to be necessarily as high quality in my particular tastes than what I want for my miniatures. So your mileage may vary on that. Ultimately, there's tons of fantastic ways of getting started into this amazing hobby on a budget. Don't be afraid to get started this way. The only things that I want to make sure that you understand is that, one, be safe, be responsible, support your local game stores, and make sure that every once in a while you throw a bone to your favorite game developer. If they don't make money, they don't make your game. If they don't make your game, then where's your hobby? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you. If you have any ideas or any places that you prefer or that you favor, go ahead and put them down below. This is for the community, and I would like to help anybody out that, I think we can. So thank you so much, and you have a great time gaming.
All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Hey kid,